How do we make accessible documents? Well, to make sure that we have the most fun online, this image is kind of crazy. There's all kinds of problems with this image, but I'm just going to leave this here because I thought it'd be a lot of fun. So, how do we do this? Well, we don't want to spend a lot of time. In fact, this should save you a lot of time as you format documents. These are your 5 choices. We're going to go through all 5 of these right now. 1, you want people to find the document quickly and simply, and how you do this is you title it something very clear on what the document is about. Remember this, people don't want to spend a lot of time in your document, they want to get the information they need and they want to move on. There's 1 title per document, and I'll show you how to format that in a moment. It's at the top of each document. That's it, 1 title, there we go. Number 2, we want to be able to find the information quickly, so we make it easier on our brain by having headings. And headings are usually heading 1, 2, or 3 in any kind of document structure. Heading 1 is always the title, so avoid that. It's used for the title, done. All the other headings in the document are going to be headings number 2 to break up your document. If you need to have a subheading underneath a heading 2, you would then use a heading number 3. Heading 1, as I said, is the title of the document. Next, we're talking about the narrative. How do we actually tell the story? So this is where we're going to have paragraphs or sentences and stuff like that. And we format them with what's called body or normal text in Google. And that's it. We just format that. Then we have lists. And there's 2 types of lists. There's ordered, which is 1, 2, 3, and only use order if order is important. If it's not important, use unordered. Okay? Simply, that's it. And they are also called normal text in Google. So when you're formatting stuff, you'll see what I mean when I show you the example. All right, now, last thing. This is a very cautionary tale. Tables must have columns or row headings. They have to have something to tell what's in the column or the row. Here's an example. I would have name, age, class, and then I'd have the content below that. Do not use tables for formatting. It throws things off. Again, readers have to read across. They read the column and then they read what's down below the column. And they could read the row and then read across the row. So we have to identify columns and rows. So I avoid tables as much as possible unless I have to have it. And it's usually just data. And tables are good for data. So review, use 1 title per document at the top of it, and that's it. Headings, use a heading number 2 for all your headings. If you need to go below that, heading number 3 is nice. Again, that helps our brain understand where the content is in the document and then drill down to the paragraphs. The paragraph is the narrative. It's telling the story. It's giving the details that we need to have. If the detail can be even less, then we would use a list. Short steps to just kind of boom, boom, boom. And then lastly, tables for data only, and that is it. And here's my works cited. Now, let's take a look at an example. Here is the student handbook. Right here, if I were to highlight all of this, and go like this under title, I just titled it. There we go. And I'm going to then look at the rest of this text here. All the rest of this text, if you look here, it says normal text. Okay, normal text. This right here is a heading number 2. Okay, then this will be normal text. And notice I have bullets here because I don't need to have numbers, but it indents it so it looks nice and clean. It's very simple. And then right here I have heading number 2 again. And the headings again break up the content. Here I have a heading number 2 and a heading number 3, because then all the content underneath here is going to be underneath heading number 3. And then again, this is normal text. And then a heading 3, normal text, etc. And I'm going to go down to a table here. Now this table is a bit of a mess. It does have headings right here, but they do not want us to have empty cells. But by and large, this is as good as this one's going to get, as in this column right here is information about this. That information's here. This is about time. This is Monday stuff, and so on and so forth. The columns are very clear, and it makes sense. And that's it. And the rest of the document is, here's a heading 2, here's a heading 3, content, heading 3, content, etc. And that is how we format documents so that they're accessible and people are easy. Let me say it again. This is how we format documents so they're accessible, both for people who need to access them in more than just a visual way, but really they're more accessible for everybody because they're formatted in a clean way that allows our brain to find the content quickly. That's it.